Network's presentation of Houston Astros baseball. Your front row seat to the Astros and Rockets.
It is a Friday night of Easter weekend in downtown Houston as we welcome you inside Daikin Park for the first of a six-game homestand. The Padres are in town for three. The Padres have the best record in all of baseball at 15-4. Astros still trying to catch 500. They are 8-10 starting tonight's play. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another night of Astros baseball. I'm Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Blummer, it would be nice to get off to a good start in this homestand.
Yeah, a quick road trip. Didn't go the way the Astros wanted, losing a couple of tough games in St. Louis, but getting back here and home, hopefully they can put up some good numbers and take advantage of being home for a lengthy amount of time.
Only 6 runs against the Cardinals over those 3 days, and now they face the team that allows the fewest runs. What have you seen are some of the issues with the offense?
Yeah, I think we're starting to see a little bit of a trend against this mostly right-handed hitting lineup. They don't go to the opposite field that much, yet a lot of the pitches they have seen have been in the zone, 50% of those pitches, so you're 50-50 sitting in the zone, out of the zone. But the interesting thing is with a lot of pitches being on the outside portion of the plate, they don't have the tendency to go with those pitches to the opposite field. So they're not covering the outside corner. And they're also doing a very poor job at chasing the baseball as well. They're the 9th highest in Major League Baseball of chasing pitches outside the zone. And that may be because they are leaning over the outside corner, maybe trying to pull too many of those pitches. And when you get into pull mode, you pull off those pitches on the outside corner. We've got StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud that's going to show you some of the pitches that they have seen to right-handed hitters this season, and you can see a lot of majority of them middle away. But what's interesting is that low and away corner. If you're standing in that box hitting right-handed, a majority of those pitches down away off the plate have a lot of spin to them. The Astros are one of the teams around the league that see a lot of off-speed, TK.
For the Padres, we mentioned how good their pitching staff is. They also have some guys in the top third of their order who can really get the job done.
Yeah, these guys are electric, and they're getting paid a ton of money to go out there and put up numbers, but they're both off to electric starts to start this season and go out there and produce. But what's interesting with all of these numbers, the high OPS is up over 900 and 1,000. The interesting thing to me is that Fernando Tatis has cut down on his slide. He's taking more walks than strikeouts this season. And guess what? They're tied for 4th with 6 stolen bases. They're both running around like crazy on the base paths as well.
Padres in town for the first of 3. We have plenty to tell you about as we continue. We'll have more with Julian Morales on the other side of the break. And it's Ryan Gusto against the Padres. Fernando Tatis and Manny Machado in that first inning.
Daikin Park. It's the start of 6 straight games here on this homestand. Padres' first 3 games with them for the Houston Astros, but good for the Astros to be back home. What they're doing today though, is recognizing Jackie Robinson Day that happened on April 15th, with the team spending some time during pregame with some really cool things happening to recognize and honor that day and just its importance around Major League Baseball. For the Astros, they were busy. There was a bunch of them in a room. It was called the Breaking Barriers Forum, and there were very special guests in that room, including Astros great Enos Cabell. There was GM Dana Brown. There was assistant GM Gavin Dickey there as well. Dave Clark, the coach was in there, and Cam Smith, who said his favorite movie was 42, talking to students and athletes of the Astros Youth Academy. They had a lot of questions for them, especially Cam Smith, who they were very excited to meet. But it'll be fun tonight as it continues, because there's 350 baseball and softball players that will be in attendance from the Astros Youth Academy in the Junior RBI League. So great to have them here with us as they continue to honor the life and legacy of Jackie Robinson. Stay tuned. Jose Altuve, Jordan Alvarez, a couple of guys who don't mind a left hand.
On Space City Home Network is presented by Rooms to Go. Now is the best time to save on a new mattress during the store-wide mattress sale at Rooms to Go. By Jack in the Box. If the Astros score 3 runs or more, you score a free Jumbo Jack at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. And by St. Arnold Art Car IPA. Art Car IPA is Houston's IPA. Back inside Daikin Park, getting ready for the first of 3 against the hottest team in baseball for the first 3 weeks, the San Diego Padres. Ryan Gusto on the mound.
It's going to be his second start of this season, also his second start against a Southern California team, this time the San Diego Padres. His first appearance against them, 5 games, including that start, has a 3.0 ERA, and that whip is right at 1. The beautiful number is 15 strikeouts in that time that he has been out there. That is in 12 innings pitched.
Here's a lineup for Mike Schilt, the manager of the San Diego Padres. He's got Fernando Tatis Jr. leading off in right field. Luis Arraez plays first base and bats second. Manny Machado over at third, hits third. Xander Bogaerts is the cleanup hitter. Gavin Sheets will DH today and bat fifth. Oscar Gonzalez in left field. Then Jose Iglesias is the second baseman. Tyler Wade in center. And our old buddy Martin Maldonado batting ninth and catching for the Padres. Maldi was honored before the game here. A little video tribute at the Daikin Park big scoreboard. Ready to go on a Friday night. Fernando Tatis Jr. digs in. Ryan Gusto in his second major league start, and he begins it with a swinging strike, 0-1. What a start for Fernando Tatis Jr. You can see where he ranks in the National League in average and OPS. 6 home runs, 6 stolen bases, and a team-high 16 runs scored. And Gusto filling up the zone is quickly ahead 0-2.
He's aggressive with that fastball. It got him in a little bit of trouble last time out against the Angels. Had to adjust off it, but so far, great location on that last fastball to get ahead 0-2.
This is where Tatis Jr. has really improved from last year. You heard Blummer mention it in our pregame warm-up. The strikeout percentage last year, he had a 25% K percentage. This year, that's down to 11.3%. He has cut down his strikeouts more than half.
He right now has 10 walks, 9 strikeouts, and I did not anticipate that. See the highest strike percentage with that fastball, Ryan Gusto on that list.
Again, Tatis Jr. putting the ball in play with 2 strikes, but Brendan Rodgers is there for out number 1. Astros starting defense is presented by Xfinity. Jose Altuve back out in left field. Altuve makes start number 12 out in left. Jake Myers is the center fielder, and Cam Smith continues to get everyday starts. That's his 9th consecutive start in right. Jeremy Pena and Isaac Paredes on the left side, Brendan Rodgers and Christian Walker on the right side. And then behind the plate is Yainer Diaz. He started all 3 games in St. Louis. Luis Arraez generally puts the ball in play as he'll test Jose Altuve here in left field. And Altuve, right on the edge of the warning track, puts it away for out number 2. This is a San Diego Padres lineup, Blummer, without Jackson Merrill, without Jake Cronenworth. A little bit top-heavy. If you can get through this first inning, getting Tatis Jr., Arraez, and Machado, you're in good shape.
Yeah, there's a gauntlet, those first 4 hitters that you're talking about, because they are missing some big guys in that lineup with Cronenworth and Merrill out of that lineup. So you can be a little more delicate, but you love facing these guys with nobody on.
That's the first pitch for Gusto that was just a little bit off the plate. He did throw an 0-2 pitch off the plate at Tatis Jr. It's 1-0 to Manny. Had it not been for Fernando Tatis Jr. off to such a great start, Manny Machado would be leading the team in most of these categories. He sends this ball to center field. Well struck. Jake Myers back. He's near the wall, and he'll put it away right in front of the wall. A 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Gusto. The last one traveled about 400 feet and change. Here's how Joe Espada will line things up. Jose Altuve leading off, followed by Isaac Paredes at third. Yordan Alvarez back in the lineup. Christian Walker hitting 4. Jeremy Pena's been hitting well, 8-game hit streak. Yainer Diaz bat 6. Then you got Brendan Rodgers, Jake Myers, and Cam Smith rounding out your Astros lineup. A little reuniting of Jose Altuve and Martin Maldonado, as Maldonado back here at Daikin Park, having spent 2018 through 2023 in an Astros uniform. And he's catching a lefty starter tonight in Kyle Hart.
Yeah, Kyle Hart spent a lot of time in the minor leagues before moving to the KBO last season, and it worked out extremely well. Put up some good numbers and eventually won the KBO equivalent of Major League Baseball Cy Young.
Machado bare hands, and Altuve still safe. Manny Machado did everything possible to make that play, and Altuve somehow beat it out.
He tested the Gold Glover down there at third base and had to turn on the jets to get down the line at first, and that's kind of the beauty of Jose Altuve is he still has those wheels. Because that was a pretty clean play. That was just speed beating out that throw. Matches from Supermo is going to show you a very good defender put himself in position to make a bare hand pick and throw and still not get Jose.
So the Astros start the game with a bunt base hit. Altuve now with 24 hits on the season. And Isaac Paredes takes a called strike. See the numbers for Isaac. He went 0 for 10 in that series in St. Louis. Coming off a homestand where he went 5 for 11 with a home run in every game against the Angels last weekend. Astros back in town back-to-back weekends. That pitch called a ball by Doug Eddings, the crew chief, had a lot of the plate. It's 1-1. Doug Eddings, Mike Malinsky, Gabe Morales, and Emil Jimenez, your umpires for this series. Paredes pokes this one into left. Coming on is Oscar Gonzalez near the line. He has room to put it away for out number 1.
Here's the numbers on Kyle Hart through 3 starts. Had one blow-up game in between 2 very good starts. Chicago Cubs got to him in 2/3 of an inning and put 5 earned runs on him.
Now here's Yordan Alvarez. Astros facing their 3rd left-hand starter of the season. They are 0-2 so far against Tyler Anderson and Steven Matz. Yordan had the day off Wednesday and plus the scheduled day off yesterday, getting back-to-back days off. Back in there facing a lefty, which has never bothered him in his career. That one gets past Maldonado, and Altuve is going to get to second. That pitch wasn't that far in. Maldi maybe try to frame it up. That might be a pass ball.
See the rotation on this pitch. That might have been a slider that didn't slide. It never got back to Martin Maldonado. You'll see Jose Altuve moving on her Yingling flight cam to second base after that pass ball.
So now Yordan with a 1-0 count. Yordan has not been able to get out of the gates very well in his first 17 games. Batting in the first inning, he is 0 for 13. Does have 3 walks during that time and a sac fly, but he does not have a base hit yet this season batting in the first inning. 2-0 pitch is lofted into shallow left. The shortstop Xander Bogaerts is there. He calls off Gonzalez, who is coming in, and that's the second out of the inning. I'll bring up Christian Walker. First pitch home on the outside corner for a strike. Good crowd on a Friday night, watching the first of 3 between the Astros and the Padres. Fireworks to follow. A ball in the air to right center field, slicing towards Tatis Jr., who puts it away for the final out of the inning. The Astros get a bunt hit to start the inning, but don't score. We head to the second scoreless.
time for the Dugout Report. It's presented by Jack in the Box. Look who had the first pitch tonight. Look who did pretty good. It's Gerald Green, one of our own, former Houston Rocket. Of course, it's the H-Town guy, Space City Home Network, analyst for Rockets pre and post. Okay, you did a lot better than what you were coming off. Well, actually, I should say, you came in with confidence.
What did you thought that I was going to do? Of course. I'm going to throw it right down the middle strike. I didn't give it the nub ball, right? So, but no, it was cool. Honestly, Julie, I'm so honored to be able to throw the first pitch. Just being a kid from Houston and being able to be blessed to, represent this city the way I've done all these years, and to be able to go up there and throw a pitch. My dad played baseball. I feel like a kid right now. I'm so honored and just so happy to be here.
I say that because you told me before you hadn't thrown a baseball in 20 years.
It was a lot. I had to psych myself up, but I thought I did a good job. And then I went in front of the professional pitcher they went in front of me. Yeah, I went after him. Listen, I had to step my game up, but it was cool. I had fun. I
don't know if y'all saw that. They had a U of H baseball player throw out the first pitch just ahead of Gerald, so no pressure. He went up and threw a strike, but you did too. Hey, Space City Home Network we're broadcasting Rockets playoffs games. You're going to be a part of it. Of course, he's a part of the pre and post game shows, as I mentioned. But 7:30, Game 1, Sunday night. Rockets, Warriors. What do you got?
Rockets all day. The way that we've been playing all year, the way the Rockets have prepared themselves for this moment is unbelievable. The defense they play, the way Ime Udoka has this team guarding 48 minutes, 94 feet is unbelievable. Their physicality, the way they compete every single night. And then you got just defensive specimens like Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, just throughout the line, Tari Eason, everybody. It's this team has really done a great job preparing themselves for this. And I'm so happy for them from what they've done over these last few years. I'm so happy for them, and I'm ready. Listen, just beat the Warriors. I don't care what they do. Beat the Warriors. Just for me. For me in the city, beat the Warriors.
I knew that was coming. In Rockets fans and postseason, all of it, I know you're getting so excited just to be in the building.
I'm loving it. I'm just the fact that I get to call the games, and I'm gonna be in the building, and I know that place is gonna be electric Sunday night. I can't wait. I can feel the energy, the buzz around the city. Everybody's talking about it. It's super exciting to watch them go out there and compete. And again, I think that once they get past the Warriors, I think anything can happen. They really have given themselves a real chance to be successful this year, and I'm excited to watch it.
Well, we pride ourselves on good TV on Space City Home Network, but what's good TV is watching you and Calvin Murphy, and I know that we'll all see you guys. We'll see you guys go back and forth with that as well. Before I let you go, slam dunk contest winner here. 2007. Should have won in 2008. We won't get into that. They
robbed me. Okay.
How would you do in a home run derby?
I would actually surprise some people. I want to do batting practice one day.
I know you do.
I want to do BP. When can I do BP? Please, Astros. I'm dying. Please. Actually, they gave me an opportunity to throw the first pitch, so I'm excited about that. You guys, one step at a time, G. One step. But if they ever gave me an opportunity to do BP during practice or any other time, whenever, I would love to do it.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Good luck. Have a great time in the postseason. All right, guys.
Gerald did the first pitch. Julia, have you ever done the first shot?
No, I'm not doing the first shot.
At Toyota Center.
No, I'm out.
Wow.
Calvin Murphy will not do the first shot. So, I mean, he's the greatest free throw.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no shooter.
The reason why he doesn't want to do it is because he can't miss. And if he misses, it's going to, but I don't think Murph's going to miss.
How about you?
I don't think Murph's going to
Julia
miss.
would be okay if you missed.
Yeah, if I miss, it's fine. Everyone would expect that. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
First and second with one out.
Oh, that was good.
Jose Iglesias the batter. Couple base hits, Blubber, with one out, one off the wall and left. Then Altuve played really well.
Yeah, he got a good carom off the wall and turned around, spun through to second base, and it kept Gavin Sheets at least at first base for the time being. Now you're going station to station behind Ryan Gusto. There you see Altuve recognize it is over his head. A couple of steps back, played it off the wall beautifully, and got it back in quickly to keep Gavin Sheets at first base.
That was big because the next batter with a single into right field. This ball hit past Christian Walker into right. Cam Smith comes up throwing. They're going to hold the runner at third. Smith throws a BB to home plate. Mishandled there, but it doesn't matter. Nobody was trying to score. 3 consecutive base hits. That one scooted past Christian Walker into right.
This is the part of the lineup that we kind of figured you could work through, but it's been 3 straight hits in a row to the right side. Our Yingling flight cam is going to show Cam Smith coming right into your living room with a good throw. But word is getting around the league. Tim Leeper, the third base coach for the Padres, holding up the base runner. Gavin Sheets, not the fleetest of foot. We can be honest about that. And that throw was on the money.
So now the bases are loaded with 1 out. And Tyler Wade, the batter for the Padres. Wade back with the team. When Jake Cronenworth went on the IL, he was actually designated for assignment at the beginning of the season and then cleared waivers and was sent to the minors, stayed with the Padres, and now here he is, 3 for 6 so far, including 2 hits and 2 walks Wednesday in their game against the Cubs at Petco Park. Augusto continues to throw strikes until that first pitch to start Tyler Wade, but 14 of the first 19 for strikes, and the Padres have 3 consecutive base hits against them. There's a strike, 1-1. Runner at every base. Gavin Sheets on third, Oscar Gonzalez on second, and Jose Iglesias on first.
Got to find a way to get a couple of swings and misses. Good job by Yiner keeping that ball in front. Gusto's got a pretty good changeup. Just a matter of locating it, but hyper aggressive with the fastball in the zone early. Seems to be the MO for Ryan.
First time Gusto has worked with the bases loaded in his young career. And that one's fouled out of play. It's 2-2. In fact, it's the first time this year that an Astros starter has worked with the bases loaded. Big spot here, 2-2 count to Wade. Wade began his career with the Yankees for 5 seasons, then moved to the Angels and the A's, and now a second year in San Diego. 30-year-old playing center field tonight. Towards short hop by Pena. They go to second for 1. The turn not quite in time for the double play. Padres get a run on the fielder's choice. Tyler Wade beats the relay throw by Rogers.
That RBI comes on the legs of Wade hustling down because that low line drive, the other base runners had to freeze, so you knew there was going to be an easy out at second base. But Rogers trying to hustle over there and get rid of that baseball as quick as he could, wasn't able to get Tyler Wade, who was flying down the first baseline.
An interesting and difficult decision for Pena to make on the fly because you're right, the runners had
everybody
to hold
held, and you might have had a chance to get the lead runner or anywhere else on the diamond.
Yeah, for sure you could have gotten the lead runner at home, but JP thought that ball was hit sharp enough to get a double play out of. So it's now a 1-0 game, and here's Martin Maldonado. Wade on the move, and the throw comes in. The Padres are going to try and get caught in a rundown, and they're going to have the runner at third. Oscar Gonzalez is in some trouble. Paredes gives it up to Yiner, who is now going to make the tag, and that will end the inning. So the Padres trying to do something the Cardinals tried a couple of times over the past series, but this one doesn't work out as Rogers cuts the throw off, and they catch the runner between third and home. Time to take a look at tonight's Chevy Stroh poll. I'm going to ask you, based on the team's success, which Astros catcher should be considered the greatest Astros catcher of all time? A. Alan Ashby, B. Brad Ausmus, C. Martin Maldonado, D. Brian McCann. Send your votes to @SpaceCityHN. Use the hashtag StroPoll. Jeremy Pena will lead things off. Pena takes one off the plate for ball one. Jeremy has an 8-game hitting streak. Nobody else all year long has had more than a 6-game hitting streak for the Astros. That one's on the plate for a strike, 1-1. Kind of crazy to look up and see the Pena batting average at .215. Feels like he's hitting better than that.
Doesn't make much sense. It's a crazy game. He has been hitting the ball hard. 3 home runs on the season.
Pops that one in the air. Backing up is Iglesias, the second baseman. He's all alone to put it away for out number 1.
What's on Tap is presented by Art Car IPA. First pitch strikes seen, and the highest. You can see that Yainer Diaz right in the middle. See 77% first pitch strikes. Would kind of lend itself to the idea that he will be aggressive, but sometimes it gets a little passive and gets deep in counts. But there's always an opportunity every day you show up to be able to make an adjustment and maybe jump on some of those early first pitch strikes. It helps when the umpire expands the zone as well.
That one maybe a little in, maybe a little up. Called a strike by Doug Eddings. Yainer hit the ball hard 3 times to right field in that last game in St. Louis on Wednesday. Takes that one down, 1-1. So maybe a little more aggressive early, which will prevent him being too over-aggressive later in the count once he's behind.
Yeah, when you're behind, you start to try and feel for the baseball. You try and go get it out of the pitcher's hand. Sometimes you lose a little bit of that posture, stature at the plate. There's a pitch down out of the zone. It's going to be a lot of off speed from Kyle Hart.
Hart giving up a bunt hit to start the game. Since then, all 4 outs in the air. Doesn't get the chase there from Yainer as it goes back-to-back changeups. It's 2-2.
So good job of laying off that one, but if you're seeing that many pitches in the zone early, you might as well go up there with the mindset of a 2-0 count.
Yeah, if pitchers are attacking you that much.
Yeah, just sit there 2-0 and look for something that you can handle.
He handles that right through the middle. Yainer's back home, which usually means good things, as he picks up a base hit in his first at-bat of this homestand.
It's got to feel good. Watching him take batting practice today, a lot of line drives and hard-hit baseballs up the middle. But does a good job right here getting on top of a fastball at the top of the zone.
So 1-out base runner, Brendan Rodgers will bat. Rodgers makes his 11th start of the season. Goes after the first pitch and sends a fly ball into right. Fernando Tatis Jr. comes in a few steps and makes the play for out number 2. Well, 2 outs, and that'll bring up Jake Myers. Myers, another guy, like we talk about with Yainer, that's better served hitting early in counts. Jake this year, when he is hit with 0 or 1 strikes, is 13 for 28.
And he's got a really good game plan that he's stuck to as well. He's one of the few Astro hitters that's really done a good job of going up the middle the other way. And he's been able to find some base hits on pitches out over the plate. Hasn't necessarily shown the power that we've seen in the past, but doing a good job going the other way.
Jake still looking for that first home run of 2025. Hits this ball hard, and that's a fair ball down the line and left. On the move, Yainer Diaz. Oscar Gonzalez digging it out. Yainer is going to hold up at third, and they are not going to have a play there. He was originally being waved home, and then I started to look up. He must have got a late stop sign because originally Paris Chica was waving him.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was trying to figure that out as well. I wonder if that was on Yainer. He just maybe caught where that baseball was coming in out of the corner of his eye and hit the brakes. But Jake got a pitch to handle and turn on. Martin Maldonado was set up down and in on that slider, and Jake raked it into left field with 2 outs. Yiner was off with contact. You could see Perez Chica. He just wasn't feeling it because it looked like Perez Chica was waving him.
Tony was definitely waving Jake there, or excuse me, Yiner there after the Jake double. Yiner might have felt like he didn't really turn third very well and decided to put the brakes on. Well, here's Cam Smith. It's be a nice time for Cam to pick up his first base hit of his career against the lefty. He hits it deep to left field. That ball's gone. 3-run shot for Cam Smith. The Astros out in front 3-1.
Wham, bam, thank you, Cam.
A low line drive that got out in a hurry for Cam's second home run of his young career.
He was ready to jump. Got a fastball up and in and hit a laser.
That ball got out in a heartbeat. That is some of the power for the young 22-year-old on display. Now here's Jose Altuve. Altuve shoots one to right. That's a base hit. Jose's 2 for 2. Couple of hits in the first 2 innings tonight.
And going to the opposite field, like we talked about in that open, you got to be able to make the adjustment to what some of these pitchers are doing to you. And if they're not giving you anything you can turn on and barrel up and hit hard, just go ahead and take those base hits going the other way and set it up for the next guy. You know who was incredibly happy about Cam's home run is the guy that just got the base hit. And back to Cam's home run on our Mattress Firm Supermo. That is just a simple process of recognition and letting the body do the rest. 403-foot line drive. That felt good.
That's an impressive home run for a young man.
Because we've seen the power going to the opposite field. He had a lofty home run for that first big league home run, but that was electric.
But who are you saying feels good?
Oh, Altuve. Watching that from Leon Dexter, that's got to fire up the old man so much. watching the kid at 22 hit a rocket, drive in 3.
The old man.
Yeah, Hosey's going to get me tomorrow for that one.
I love it.
Old man plays like a kid. Still got them wheels, too.
Another multi-hit game for Altuve. He's got 9 on the season, and you can see his total in his career. So the Astros with a 2-out, 3-run home run, followed by a base hit from Jose. And now it's Isaac Paredes after the visit on the mound from pitching coach Ruben Niebla. Every out in this game has been in the air. Not one ground ball out or one strikeout to this point. Pitch down and in for a ball, 1-0. Cam started every game in St. Louis, had a hit in the middle game as his only hit of the series, but starts off the homestand with a 3-run home run. He's hit both of his career home runs here at Daikin Park. Now Paredes with a 1-1 count. He has 3 consecutive games. Oh, that's going to be a balk. Kyle Hart called for a balk by the home. Oh, timer violation. Timer violation before Altuve left for second, so Altuve's going to have to go back to first. I thought they were calling a balk, but actually the home plate umpire, Doug Eddings, called a timer violation.
I did too, because Kyle Hart's trying that kind of that dangle that right leg out there and see if he can read the runner at first base. Very similar to Andy Pettitte back in the day. But the clock behind the hitter hit 0.
That could have been a balk.
That could have been.
He definitely stepped close.
Well, yeah, that 45-degree angle, I'm not sure it really exists.
Ground ball. That's going to stay fair. They called it foul. Did it hit Paredes' foot?
No, he didn't limp out of the box. He was breaking to first.
It looked like it was fair over the bag, but
it went right over the bag.
Ruled foul. It's 2-2. Some strange happenings here.
It went foul and came back fair. You don't see that too often.
No. How about that?
I don't want Arizona, Chicago strange.
Ooh.
We can leave that in Chicago.
The most runs ever in Wrigley Field in one inning. Combined score of 16.
Wow. It's too much.
Consider this, there were only 17 pitches thrown in the first inning with the two teams combined, and there were 16 runs scored in one inning in Wrigley today. That was nuts.
That was nuts.
It was 2-1 when they were singing Take Me Out to the ball game. It ended up being a 13-11 game.
Life comes at you pretty fast, TK.
The old refrain from Harry Carey was, let's get some runs. Well,
he got his wish today.
Today from above, he was as happy as anybody. 2-2 to count to Paredes. Astros putting some pitches on Kyle Hart here in this inning. And Paredes spins for one towards left, and it's not going to be deep enough, as back on the track is Oscar Gonzalez for the final out. But a big swing gives the Astros the lead, 3-1.
Young phenom for the Astros showing some power going to left field with a 403-foot line drive. Bottom part of the order producing, giving the Astros that 3-0 lead on the bat of Cam Smith.
Astros lead 3-1 thanks to the Cam Smith 3-run home run. We're joined by Jason Wooden, Vice President of Marketing for the Houston Astros, up in the broadcast booth. And Jason, Padres in town, best record in all of baseball, and a lot happening here at Dyken Park.
It's going to be a pack. We got a 6-gamer in here, obviously with the Padres right now. This place is jam-packed full of people. We got promotions, we got events, we have a bunch of stuff happening all weekend long.
How about Isaac Paredes with a great backhand play to rob Martin Maldonado, potential extra bases. Paredes going down the line for out number 1.
No, what do you got, Jason? Let's go.
Yeah.
All your people are here tonight.
I know.
All your
Everybody.
people are here tonight.
We got all of them. Obviously, Hunter Brown replica giveaway tonight.
Yep.
And we got tomorrow, we got Josh Hader.
Yep.
Fireman bobblehead.
I love it.
Obviously after his entrance that he has. And then Sunday, probably one of my favorite giveaways that we've ever done. I think everybody remembers the Jose Altuve pleading his case when he got hit in the toe. We have Altuve socks.
So you brought some socks with you?
Yeah, I brought socks. Anybody not wearing socks?
So does Jose travel with these as backups?
I have no idea. We can give them. We got plenty of them.
All right, Josh Hader first.
The Heat.
Look at that. That's great bobblehead right there. Fireman.
That's tomorrow.
And it goes with the theme music and all the video boards going nuts when he comes into the ball game.
Got the whole closer deal.
Nice.
Right there.
Nice.
That brings the fuel.
That is tomorrow. And then the Altuve game in Petco Park, one of the craziest games Blummer and I have ever called.
Man.
All kinds of stuff happening, including Jose Altuve getting ejected. This ball to second. So Brendan Rodgers makes that play. We have 2 quick outs. We got to at least show the Altuve socks.
Altuve.
We've got him up in the booth
right
here.
there, yeah.
So
everybody's got to have Jose Altuve socks.
That is Sunday. That's a Sunday night game.
Sunday night game. So it's also Easter.
Yep.
What we have going on, everybody can go and celebrate Easter. Come out to the ballpark. enjoy some Astros baseball. It's a night game. So following the game, we're going to have fireworks.
Let's go.
What?
We have fireworks tonight.
On a Sunday.
We're going to have fireworks on Sunday.
Double dip.
Yeah.
A lot going on. And it's all night games this homestand.
All night games.
Crazy.
Yes.
All right, what else do we have? Because we got 2 outs and a strike on Luis Arraez.
It's Barbie.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're going to talk Barbie
We're
again.
wearing pink one of those days. I know that for sure.
Well, Arraez got a base hit, so he gave us a small reprieve here.
All right, pace yourself.
It's all good.
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, Barbie night, back in the house. Super, super popular. But we have an add-on package.
Yep.
That is a Sherpa crossover body bag.
Sherpa crossover.
Somebody had to tell me what Sherpa was. It's the material.
Okay.
But it's a crossover body bag that you can buy.
Wow.
Yeah, pink. Whole deal. Goes with the full outfit. Got the Astros logo on there. Got Barbie's logo on there.
Barbie reporter's going to be so happy about that.
Here's Manny Machado with a runner on first and 2 outs.
Val's going to have a Barbie reporter carrying case after she gets this Sherpa belt bag.
That's it.
So there you go. That's going to be on Tuesday.
That's
a
Tuesday.
big night.
It is.
Fans love that.
They do. And it's bringing it back again. Well, hopefully all the ladies will come out, enjoy the Barbie night. We also have girls night out, which is actually
There you
tomorrow. So again, this whole homestand, a little bit for our female fan.
Look at this.
That's it right there. Sherpa.
Save that. Nope.
Yep.
Don't
We
let
got
Jason
you.
leave with
that
that.
may not make it out of the booth.
Do you know what the Sherpa crossbody refers to, Julia? It's
come on.
material.
What? Don't put me on the spot.
No, we've got all the info for you.
We do.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Crossbody, it clips off, boom. Crossbody, Sherpa's the material.
That's it. We got it.
You're
right
doing
there.
an excellent job, DK.
This is
As
fantastic.
long as I don't show my face, everybody's happy at home, so we're
It
good.
matches your shirt.
It does.
Please put
I
it
could
on.
probably. Okay, I got to put
You
it
got to coordinate.
on. We're not going to have time.
Oh,
I don't
we
have
just
time to
missed
put it
it.
on. I just missed being able to wear this off. to
I can
end the
leave it
inning.
with you.
Jay Wu, I know you have to go to
Oh.
the radio, so you may want to take this with you to the radio side.
Hey, do you have any more of those bucket hats?
I can find one for sure.
That's kind of what it's going to look like.
The power play is presented by HEB. Astros facing a left-handed starter only second time this season. We're looking at some of the best hitters against southpaws. This is going back to 2022. You're going to see a lot of familiar faces here. Jose Altuve, though, second best left-handed hitter. Yordan Alvarez on this list. Altuve just coming through with our story here. A couple of hits already.
Yeah, that works. Altuve has 2 of the Astros' 5 hits. The big swing for Houston in the second inning was a 3-run home run by Cam Smith. Now Yordan Alvarez, who popped up to deep short his first time up. That's here with a 1-0 count. That's a fastball at 88 for a strike, 1-1. Kyle Hart facing the Astros middle of the order for the second time through. 32-year-old left-hander. Missing low. And it's 2-1. Usually you give Jordan one at bat against the lefty, and then that second at bat he seems to have it zoned in a little bit better. Takes that pitch in, and now it's 3-1, and a dangerous pitch coming here with Jordan at the plate.
Yeah, you better execute the pitch that you want, and sometimes even if you do, Jordan can take advantage of it.
Got in on him, and the backhanded play made by Iglesias. Off balance throw in time to get Alvarez. Good play by the Padres second baseman for out number 1. I'll bring up Christian Walker. He flied out to right his first time up. Walker and Brendan Rodgers, as you might imagine, coming over from the National League West, have more at-bats against San Diego than any other Astro. Walker got a little quick there, hit it close to the train tracks down the line and left. Walker has 312 career at-bats coming into tonight against the Padres, and Rodgers 162. The next closest is Jose Altuve with 100. That went down for a ball, 1-1.
Christian took a lot of swings in batting practice as well. It looks like his bat's in a little bit different starting position, but he was hitting the ball. He was hammering balls to center field.
Changeup puts him behind in the count, 1-2.
As a hitter, when you're struggling, you just feel like you're 1 or 2 swings away from unlocking that swing a little bit and that mentality and developing that freedom to go out there and react to pitches. And unfortunately, you got to be patient to get to that key.
That ball's down the line. Christian Walker is going to have himself a double with 1 out. Getting it back in is Oscar Gonzalez. The Astros have a 1-out base runner. Walker doubles down the left field line.
And maybe that's the beginning of it for Christian Walker. Just start adding up, piling up good at bat after good at bat. Good swing decisions and choices. And right here, seeing that ball shoot down the line at 101.9, he's got to feel good for Christian Walker.
His third extra base hit as an Astro, his second double of the year. Now here's Jeremy Pena. Pena goes after the sweeper and misses 0-1. So the Astros, who only had 4 hits in the game on Wednesday, already with 6 hits in this game as we play in the 3rd inning. And he watches one go down below the zone. It's 1-1.
I think what you're trying to imply is that they are playing right into their rhythm of the season.
Every other?
Every other.
Had Jeremy Pena not hit a late home run in the game Monday, a 3-run home run, the Astros would have only scored 3 runs in that series. How about Pena's pal shoes?
Those are legit. Kids did a good job on those.
They're really nice. Off the end of the bat towards first, played there by Arise. He'll step on the bag for out number 2. Christian Walker over to third. Pena hosting students from Smith Elementary today. Now here's Yainer Diaz, who singled through the middle his first time up. Well, the Astros got all 3 of their runs on that home run with 2 outs. See if they can get another 2-out RBI here. Yainer loops one into left center, and that ball's going to be down for a hit. The Astros make it 4-1. Yainer Diaz, a 2-for-2 night. Christian Walker scores, and those are the two guys we talked about, Walker and Diaz, getting it going here for a run in the third.
Yeah, that could be a really good thing for the Astros moving forward because that just extends this lineup. Yiner hitting in that sixth position, able to drive in Christian Walker. Didn't hit it hard, but found some empty space out there. Talked about some swings. Seeing that ball just hit some open space can give you so much hope as a hitter. And hopefully you start to generate some more quality at bats. But that was great to see.
And that was the first pitch swing by Yiner.
There you go. A little more aggressive.
Now here's Brendan Rodgers, who flied out to right his first time up. Hart has thrown a lot of strikes in this game, which is kind of where he's been this year. 71.6% of his breaking balls have been for strikes, fifth best in all of baseball. He's thrown 33 of 45 pitches for strikes tonight. And the Astros have taken advantage for 7 hits and 4 runs, all with 2 outs. Well, you thought maybe there were some good signs from Yiner Diaz on that last road trip by how hard he hit the ball to right field.
And all of those at bats, too. It wasn't just one. He was actually purposely trying to hit the ball hard the other way, and he did.
That wasn't the hardest hit base hit of his career, but he is 2 for 2 tonight. And just a couple of those little flares falling in can change your attitude in a hurry. 1-2, fouled back close to where Jake Myers is. Rodgers dealt with a hip issue that kept him out of the lineup for about 5 days. Trying to snap an 0 for 15. That pitch down, 2-2. Padres came in allowing the fewest runs in all of baseball. 2.68 runs allowed per game. But they've already given up 4 to the Astros here in the 3rd inning. That average has been helped out by 6 shutouts. They shut out the Rockies for an entire series. 3 games.
Oh, man.
Mike Schilt's crew shutting out Bud Black's crew for 3 straight games.
It's a little demoralizing early.
That's off the plate.
Oof.
3-2. In fact, if you take away what they've done at home they've been brilliant. The road has not been quite as kind.
Yeah, those numbers jump considerably, don't they?
The 3-2 pitch is the first strikeout for Kyle Hart, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 3rd. But another 2-out RBI, this time from Yiner Diaz, and it's 4-1 Houston. League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. When it comes to picking throws in the dirt, Christian Walker has the highest scoop percentage in the last 2 years at 91%. Pete Alonso's right there, the only other one with 90% or better. There you see the top 5 in the major leagues, but that's why Walker, one of the reasons Walker has won 3 straight gold gloves in the National League at first.
Man, that's a beautiful thing over there.
This year's percentage is 100. He has picked everything so far to this point. Xander Bogaerts leads off.
Is that good?
That's pretty good. It's hard to get better. You know what I like early? I like 26 out of 34 strikes from Ryan Gusto, now 26 out of 35, because this is a lineup that if you're a young pitcher, you might be trying to be tentative, hitting corners. He's going after them.
Yeah, there's definitely intent behind what Gusto is doing, and he's done it with the fastball. I talked about how in that previous start against the Angels, they were a little aggressive on that fastball, and maybe the pitches weren't where he wanted them. They were getting hit around a little bit. But he's been all over the edges of that strike zone with that fastball, tying up some of these hitters.
And it kind of goes to the MO of who Gusto is. He's a kid who's beaten the odds his whole career. So he's now going to be scared of the Padres because he's at the big league level?
I agree. There's got to be a certain fearlessness built into him considering the route it took him to get here to get to the big leagues.
This ball popped high in the air. But that is more the exception than the norm for a young pitcher to be like, here's my fastball, see what you can do with. Last inning, he threw nothing but fastballs.
And it's one thing to have that fearlessness, but you also have to be able to execute. Because if he's just chucking fastballs down the middle, it might be a different story. But he's pitching as well as having that fearlessness. But he really has a good idea of who he is and what he needs to do to establish the at-bat by using that fastball early.
Now after being 2-0, he's 2-2. This ball hit deep to left field, all the way back Altuve. This one gets by him off the wall. He's going to allow Bogaerts to cruise into second base with a double. Oh, Xander Bogaerts with a leadoff double for the Padres here in the fourth.
Looked like a breaking ball. It looked like maybe a curveball that caught a little too much of the plate. Altuve kind of misjudged this one. You'll see it on our MD Anderson strike zone. Yeah, just elevated a little bit. Bogaerts went out and around and got it. But Altuve just realized too late that it was going to be off the scoreboard, went into self-preservation mode.
Yeah, as well as he played the earlier one with Gavin Sheets, that one didn't work out as well. Here is Gavin. Gavin hit one off the out-of-town scoreboard his first time up. This ball hit hard to right field. Cam Smith makes a jumping catch. Bogaerts tagging and getting to third, but Cam had to make an adjustment on that ball that fooled him, and athleticism took over.
Pretty heady play by Xander Bogaerts, too. But you're right, TK. That is a very athletic move from Cam to be able to hit the brakes and elevate to be able to get that rebound. Ball hit well, and you could see it was kind of twisting. Sometimes a left-handed hitter will hit the ball so hard it will start to hook.
Again, another nuance for Cam to learn in his first few weeks as an outfielder. Now Oscar Gonzalez swings and fouls one back. Astros playing their infield back here with a 4-1 lead. Runner on third and one out. Gonzalez singled his first time up. Look out.
Coming in hot.
Right off the netting into the Astros dugout. And Gusto ahead 0-2. So Ryan hasn't had a lot of swing and miss so far tonight, but he could use a strikeout here.
He's putting that fastball where he wants it. It seems like he's got a little uptick in velocity, too. That last pitch at 96.7.
I like it. He has had 5 swings and misses on the four-seam fastball tonight. Those are all of his whiffs. .96 low, 1-2.
Only strikeout in the game was of Manny Machado, and that was looking.
They're looking for a strikeout or weak contact to keep this at a 4-1 game. And Gonzalez keeps battling. Oscar Gonzalez played with the Guardians in 22 and 23. 5 for 15 so far in the season. He came up when Jackson Merrill went on the IL. Right side, that's going to be through for a base hit. In to score is Xander Bogaerts. And Gonzalez has an RBI single. It's now 4-2 game.
It was at the top of the strike zone, but a cutter moving away from Oscar. Did a good job of getting the barrel on top of that baseball and hitting it hard the other way. Both his hits going to the opposite field.
Now Jose Iglesias, he had a base hit to right field. Takes that one up for a ball. Yainer Diaz shouting out encouragement, saying keep those pitches down. He felt like he was maybe getting out of his delivery a little bit.
When he's shown the command that he's had, you missed by that much. Kind of alerts everybody.
Iglesias was a late sign this spring. He was still available at the beginning of March. Didn't sign with the Padres till March the 5th. There's a strike. It's 1-1. Now getting a chance to play on a regular basis with the injury to Cronenworth. There's a strike, 1-2. Gusto at 50 pitches so far. His first big league start against the Angels, he went 72 pitches, so you would think that number has got to be up in the 85 range tonight.
Oh, same spot.
Pretty good pitch. Doesn't get the top rail call. That's a couple of them near the top of the zone that have not gone his way.
No, that one grabbed it, and it was literally almost identical to the previous pitch that was called a strike.
Iglesias now 35 years of age. Played 85 games with the Mets last year, hit .337, and that was fouled at the plate.
Couldn't tell if that was foul tipped or if it actually hit him and he swung. That was crazy.
Let's see.
Ball was running up and in.
See if we can tell.
No, it got maybe below the pine tar. That's tough to do. You can see Iglesias arguing for the foul tip so he could stay in the box.
Got him.
Strikeout nonetheless.
There's the first swinging strikeout for Gusto, and out number 2.
Hit him with the cheese up top. Talked about that aggressiveness with the fastball. That one just crept above that top portion of the zone for the swing and miss.
Now Tyler Wade, the batter. Wade sends one foul. Paredes gives it a look, and he'll run out of room a couple of rows deep. Padres swinging at the first pitch seems to be in their scouting report on Ryan Gusto being around the plate. They've had 17 at bats tonight, and they have swung at the first pitch. That's 9 times. Up and away, 1-1. Augusto has thrown 20 pitches in this inning. Just in case the inning gets a little deeper, the Astros are actually going to have their bullpen loosened for the first time tonight. He's only at 55 pitches, 56 pitches now on the night. Didn't get that call at the bottom of the zone either. It's 2-1. It's been a hitter's zone tonight.
Yeah, that was an excellent changeup too. You'd love to be able to have that if you're Ryan Gusto, right at the bottom of our MD Anderson strike zone. It's right in front of the umpire too. You'd love to be able to get that call because that pitch mix with the fastball would be great. Doubled up. That was the fastball. Looked like Wade was way out ahead of that pitch.
Steven Okert beginning to loosen in the Astros pen. Ryan Gusto trying to get through the fourth inning here. Towards center and a base hit. Stopping at second base is going to be Gonzalez. 3 hits in the inning, and the Padres have runners on first and second here with 2 outs. Augusto getting a visit from Yainer Diaz to let him take a breather here, and he's going to get Josh Miller, the pitching coach, out as well. 24 pitches into this inning. Now a word from Buick GMC.
There are trucks, then there's the truck. The GMC Sierra.
Seven hits allowed by Gusto. He had given up 4 hits in his previous start over 4 innings. There you see the lefty Okert. Padres only have 1 lefty of the next 5 hitters, and that's Luis Arraez, who's 3 batters away. But Okert's been able to get lefties or righties out this year. So we'll see if Gusto can get through this inning. He's got Martin Maldonado at the plate with 2 outs. Maldi, 469 games as an Astros catcher between 2018 and 2023. Signed as a minor league free agent with the Padres and made the team this spring. Pops this one up on the infield. Christian Walker at first base, under it, and puts it away for the final out of the inning. Good visit by Josh Miller, getting Maldonado on 1 pitch to end the inning. 3 hits in the inning and a run. The Padres get a run back. They're down 4-2.
It's time for the DeMontron auto drive and a big swing off the young right fielder's bat. Cam Smith got a fastball up and in and laced it into the seat for a big 3-run home run to get the Astros on the board and ahead early against the San Diego Padres. Second home run of his season. And here we go with StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, showing you that drive into left field. apex of 69 feet. He eventually gets 403 feet away from home plate for that big 3-run home run. That ball was smashed by Cam Smith.
Jake Myers and then Cam and Jose Altuve all with base hits their last time up. Jake doubled down the left field line. Takes the first pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Next one in there for a strike. Astros with 7 hits through 3 innings against the lefty Kyle Hart. That ball hit sharply, but picked on the short hop by Manny Machado, and Jake retired for the first out here in the 4th. Well, here is Cam Smith, now 10 for 46 in his career with a couple of home runs and a triple in the mix. Cam takes a first pitch changeup for a strike, 0-1. Hart making his 4th start of the year with the Padres, made 3 starts with Boston back in 2020. Also came out of the bullpen for 1 relief appearance with the Red Sox. Since then, he's been in the minor leagues or in the KBO, the Korean Baseball Organization. He won the Choi Dong-won Award last year as being the Cy Young Award equivalent in the KBO. Signed a deal with the Padres right before spring training. 2-1 pitch is a strike. It's 2-2. Darvish currently on the IL. Our buddy Joe Musgrove currently on the IL. Musgrove's here in Houston with the team. So it opened up an opportunity for a guy like Kyle Hart to get in the Padres rotation as their 5th starter. 3-2. Cam has seen a lot of pitches here after hitting a home run on the 2nd pitch in his previous at bat. Cam makes a bid towards left field for a 2-home run game. That ball is good! Back-to-back Jackson 2 at-bats for Cam. And the Astros lead this game 5-2.
Do it, kid. Big swings from Big Cam. Taking advantage of the friendly confines here at Dyken Park. Just sneaking that one into the corner of the Crawford box.
That ball had to hook a little bit, too, to get into that corner of the Crawford boxes.
Absolutely. Had that sweeper coming back to him, and he stayed back just long enough to creep that into the seats.
2-home run game for Cam Smith. Altuve goes after the first one and pops it up in the center field. Tyler Wade puts it away for out number 2.
Here's that boy Cam again. Got that slider we talked about, sweeper. Stayed middle and down, and Cam did a great job of staying on the legs and really creating extension through that baseball to shoot that into the Crawford boxes. I think we could get used to this.
It's all of a sudden tied for the team lead in home runs.
What?
He's got 3. Altuve, Paredes, and Pena have 3. Hart tried to backhand that, and he eventually found it after he knocked the ball forward by a few feet. But the Astros add to their lead thanks to their young star.
Cam going out there and accounting for a great deal of the Astros runs. 2nd home run of the game, 3rd of the season. The man is showing his power, much to the fans' delight. 5-2 Houston. Engineered to Win is driven by Land Rover. Batting run value highest this season. Aaron Judge, Pete Alonso on top. Fernando Tatis tied with Pete Alonso at the plus 12 with Tyler Soderstrom. He is truly a dynamic player, which has power and speed and showing some ability to be patient at the plate as well this season, turning some of those strikeout numbers on their head coming into this game with more walks than strikeouts. Made a simple adjustment to that swing, kind of got rid of that leg kick and has gone to just that dangle that foot out there, and it's proven to be very successful as he gets a base hit here to start things off in the 5th.
Yeah, base hit number 8 for the Padres. Fernando Tatis Jr. with his first hit. Leadoff base runner in the 5th in this 5-2 game. Both teams now with 8 hits. Steven Okert back up for the Astros and warming in their bullpen for the second time in as many innings. Well, the Astros will watch Gusto closely here in this inning after throwing 25 of his 60 pitches in the last inning. Here's Luis Arraez. Arraez takes a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Of these 8 hits for the Padres, 7 of them have been singles tonight. Arraez is going to put the ball in play pretty regularly, more than anybody else in the major leagues, just missing an extra base hit down the line. Arraez thought it was foul from the start and carried his bat up the line as he was heading towards first. There was a stretch last year where he went from August 10th until September 17th without a strikeout. 141 straight plate appearances until Spencer Arrighetti snapped that streak. How about Cam Smith doing things we haven't seen since Yordan Alvarez in 2019? The last time an Astro aged 22 or younger hit 2 home runs in a game.
Cam can keep it up. He'll take home some hardware just like Yordan did.
That ball into left field for a base hit. So back-to-back singles to start the 5th inning. Ryan Gusto facing the lineup for the 3rd time around. Faced just 4 batters 3rd time through the Angels lineup in his last start.
Arraez is a very good bat-to-ball skill type hitter, and he did a great job of just keeping his nose down on this curveball down below the zone. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap. That was a good piece of hitting.
So now Manny Machado, who flied out to deep center field and also was called out on strikes, bats here with 2 outs, or 2 on and nobody out. Grounds 1 to 3rd. Paredes to his left. To second for 1. They turn the double play on Manny. Huge double play for Ryan Gusto and the Astros.
Huge. Gusto using that defense behind him. The Astros very good at picking the ground ball up and throwing it around the horn. This is a great visual on a hard hit ground ball. Paredes did a great job of giving that feed to Brendan Rodgers, and it was an easy turn from there to get Manny Machado on the 5-4-3 double play to get 2 outs. Hopefully Gusto can work through this and leave that runner at 3rd base.
He'll have to get Xander Bogaerts, who doubled off the wall and left his last time up. Bogaerts chops this one to 3rd. 2 hops for Paredes. Gusto works around a couple of hits in the 5th inning. Pumps his fist on his way to the dugout as he knows that was a big inning for him to get through. Only needed 8 pitches. The double play helped.
Experience the newest Daikin Park Tour, the Speaker Series. Take part in a 1-hour Q&A session with legendary Astros figures and more. Secure your tickets now at astros.com/tours. I have a lot to tell you guys, but I don't have time right now. Tell you later.
All right. Jordan could always swing at the first pitch and do damage. Because 15 out of 20 pitches have been strikes so far for Kyle Hart. So Jordan watched that one go wide. But we got something coming up from Julia. She's going to tell us later.
A little teaser.
Teaser.
I like it. I can't wait. Usually it's really good stuff.
She can't see the field right now because Fromber is right in her way.
He just took all the peanuts. There were 3 bags in front of me 2 seconds ago.
3.
They gone.
Fromber needs 3 bags of peanuts.
Yeah, just one hand swiped them.
And now he's blocking your view. 1-1 the count to Jordan Alvarez, who has popped up and grounded out. There's your view.
Oh boy.
That's not like exactly my view. It's not the right angle.
Well, it looked like an eclipse almost.
Jordan goes down on strikes. 2 strikeouts for Kyle Hart. 1 out in the inning. Jordan taking one of those strolls where he's like, how did I just strike out? Like he's mad at himself right now.
Yeah, he doesn't like striking out, period, but he doesn't like striking out on pitches that he normally crushes too.
Now here's Christian Walker. He doubled and scored his last time. Takes a strike here. Christian 1 for 2 tonight. The Astros still have their bullpen going. Steven Okert has been warming 3 different times now, so I'm assuming he's going to come in the 6th inning. Walker fouls that one away. It's 0-2. And if that is the case, good job by Ryan Gusto. Gave up some base hits tonight, 9 of them in 5 innings, but worked around it with only 2 runs scored.
Well, he showed a lot of gumption against a very good hitting lineup and scattering those 9 hits and only allowing 2 of those runs. Had some help from the defense in that last inning with the double play against Manny Machado. But I also appreciate the fact that Joe had Okert up and yet sent Gusto out to face the top part of the order for the 3rd time. That's a big deal.
Yep. Learning moment, kind of a growth moment for him.
Yeah.
Off the end of the bat for Walker, played there in center. Tyler Wade for out number 2. Yeah, even after an initial hit to start the inning, he didn't go with the lefty against Luis Arraez, so that was a good.
I thought that was a good thing as well. Let's play Name That Astro, powered by Reliant, a former 1-1, 2-sport star, 2001 National League leader. Hop on to X and go to Space City HN and tell us who you think that Astro is, powered by Reliant.
There's Jeremy Pena looking for his first hit tonight. Pena has popped up and grounded the first. And that changeup has been problematic tonight for JP. It's 0-1. Astros have 8 hits to the 9 for San Diego. 5 of the Astros' 8 hits have come from 6 through 9 in the lineup. Pena batting 5th today. Jeremy fouls that one out of play. It's 1-2. Both teams had the off day yesterday. Padres got into town Wednesday night after their series with the Cubs out in San Diego. Enjoyed the day off yesterday in Houston. The Astros also had a day off in their home city. Now it's after getting back at a decent hour after that series in St. Louis.
The sun was still up.
The sun was still up.
Some National League Central days right there. That was beautiful.
Ground ball towards Machado. That's never a good thing. How about Jeremy getting down the line? How do you beat that out? Jeremy Pena with one of the top sprint speeds in the American League. He's in the top 3 coming into tonight. And did he beat that one out? We'll see at the Padres Challenge.
And it's not a secret around the league. Manny Machado's a veteran third baseman with plenty of gold over there. That's just pure hustle from Jeremy Pena to get that base hit.
Well, the Astros with 3 of the top 4 fastest guys in the American League so far in 25.
How about it?
Let's see what he got up the line there. That had to be close to 30 change, huh?
You got it?
You have it already?
No, I was just admiring the graphic that we threw up there. Arise striding, but the toe gets on the bag early. That was 30.6 feet per second down the line. That's going to help the cause.
That'll move that 29.2 up a tick. I did not think there was going to be any chance he was going to beat that out.
No, with a veteran like Manny Machado over there, and as well as he plays defense, and the scouting report is well out there. Those lists that we just showed you with the sprint speeds are all over the place. So Manny knew that Jeremy Pena was going to be hustling.
Jeremy led all of baseball in infield hits last year, and that infield hit gives him a 9-game hitting streak. Longest hitting streak for any Astro this year by 3 games. Here's Yainer Diaz. He's 2 for 2 so far tonight. Goes after the first pitch and pops it into shallow right, coming on Tatis Jr. And he makes a jumping catch after almost overrunning it. He kept looking for Iglesias and then ended up making a play for the final out.
Had to come in late, sped up, picked it up again, and almost overran it.
Houston Astros baseball on Space City Home Network is presented by Michelob Ultra Zero. Make a plan to get home safe. A reminder from your friends at Silver Eagle Distributors Houston. By Sage, official finance software partner of Major League Baseball. And by Steve Lee, car or truck accident. Call attorney Steve Lee at 713-CALL-LEE.
Ryan Gusto's evening is done. He's going to give way to Stephen Oakert, who comes out of that bullpen. He's done a brilliant job for the Astros. 7 games this season, has a 1 ERA. He's only allowed 3 hits and has 12 strikeouts through those 9 innings he's been out there.
He's got Gavin Sheets leading off, number 5 hitter in the lineup. Taking a pitch up for a ball, 1-0. These Sheets, then Oscar Gonzalez and Jose Iglesias. Oakert by far the most appearances out of the pen against the Padres of any Astro. As Gavin Sheets drops one in for a base hit, spinning and firing is Cam Smith, and Sheets is going to get in there with a leadoff double. Second extra base hit of the night for San Diego. And both have been leadoff doubles. Bogart's in the 4th, and now Sheets here in inning number 6.
Slider that stayed middle in. Kevin Sheets coming into this game swinging a hot bat to start the season. Stays on it, pokes it down that right field line.
Now Oscar Gonzalez swings at the first pitch. Foul tip, 0-1. Gonzalez, a couple of base hits to right field tonight. Came in 4 for 14 on the season. And goes after that slider down. It's 0-2. Often into shallow right. Trouble if Cam can't get there, but he runs it down. And he spins to get ready to throw right away. That's a good play from a guy still learning the outfield. Cam Smith used his speed to run that one down.
I think we could give a little bit of credit to the outfield coach, Jason Bell, at the end of the dugout. We've had plenty of conversations with him when he's on the positioning side, but you could see on our Yingling flight cam where Cam is, kind of playing maybe straight up or shading that way just a little bit. But that ball with plenty of hang time for Cam to get over there and make the play.
Now Jose Iglesias, the batter. He'll take a strike, 0-1. He's going to throw out some base runners this year, Cam Smith.
Yes, he is. Somebody's going to try and test him, but he's got a cannon.
That one's fouled back, 0-2. And that last play was just fundamentally sound. Didn't try and throw the ball in too hard, knowing that Sheets wasn't going to run, but got himself in a position to throw. Oh, and 2 on Iglesias. Got him, foul tip, caught by Yainer Diaz. Steven Okert picks up his first strikeout, getting out Iglesias for the second out. Now a word from Jack in the Box.
My Nashville hot popcorn chicken. So much deliciousness starting at $5.99.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
2 outs, runner on second. Now a lefty on lefty matchup as Okert faces Tyler Wade. Delivers a strike, 0-1. Wade has an RBI fielder's choice and also a single tonight. And delivers a strike, does Okert with a slider. Now it's 0-2. Padres have their bullpen working as well, so the night could be over for Kyle Hart after 5 innings, just like Ryan Gusto went 5 innings tonight. Gusto's final line, 5 innings, 2 runs on 9 hits, no walks. Doesn't get the swing on a good slider just off the plate, and the count evens at 2 apiece.
Slider's been a great pitch for Okert to both sides of the plate. Obviously, it's tough for lefties with it sweeping away, almost getting our check swing. It also creates a tough angle for some right-handed hitters.
Got him that time. Enticed him enough with a slider on the 2-2 pitch to get him swinging for the final out. Okert strikes out the final 2 batters of the inning and gets through the 6th inning clean with a 5-2 lead.
Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand. Plus, stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Kyle Hart still out there. We thought he might get lifted with the bullpen going last inning, but he's still pitching into the 6th. Brendan Rodgers looking for his first hit, is 0 for 2. Kyle Hart went 6 innings in his last outing. 1-1 to count here. Astros have put 9 hits against the left-hander Hart, including 4 extra base hits. Season high for extra base hits in a game for Houston this year is 5. Cam Smith has 2 of those extra base hits. He's due up 3rd in the inning. That ball's into left field for a hit. The Astros have the first base runner on here in the bottom half of the 6th. Brendan Rodgers snaps an 0 for 16 with that single.
Change up down. Brendan stayed on it. Bottom part of the MD Anderson strike zone. Able to yank that into left field for that base knock. 2 teams tied up with 10 hits apiece.
How about it? And that might be the only batter that Kyle Hart gets in this inning, as Mike Schilt, the manager, walking out to the mound. He had the same reliever, Alec Jacob, warming up to start the inning that he did last inning, and that's going to be the end of the night for Kyle Hart. So he'll go 5 innings plus 1 batter, and we'll have a pitching change here at Daikin Park. New pitcher to face Jake Myers when we come back.
Knocking out Kyle Hart in this game. It brings on Alec Jacob, 3-quarter delivery, kind of sidearm and slings it in there. In 8 games, has a 3 ERA, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts in 9 innings. See that delivery, kind of sidearms it in there. Right-handed hitters hitting .238 against him. You're going to see a fastball. He loves his changeup. And you can also see a sweeper mixed in there.
Padres bullpen has been a strength this year. They have limited opponents to a 152 batting average, and Jake Myers says, I don't care about those numbers. He picks up a base hit against the bullpen here. It's now a 2 for 3 night for Jake as he singles into left center.
Jake has been steady with that swing and that approach this season so far to get things started. Starting to pile up hits. Does a good job of letting that ball travel, maybe just a little bit out towards the end of the bat, but still a very good swing on balance for Jake Myers.
Jake now 15 for 31 when he hits a pitch before he gets to 2 strikes.
How about it?
How about Cam Smith? doing something tonight that hasn't happened in 6 years. Astro 22 or younger hitting multiple home runs, hitting a home run, a 3-run shot in the second. That got out to the back of the Crawford boxes and then just got into the first row his last time up. Now bats with 2 runners on and takes a pitch up for a ball, 1-1. Trying to get used to the angle that Blummer was talking about from this right-handed reliever. It's 1-2. Cam had the old Dyken Park 1 out of 30 home run. Just one stadium his last time up. Goes down on strikes here as he'll head to the dugout. 2 home runs and now a strikeout, 1 away in the inning.
He's human. It's a tough arm angle. The fastball up top, even at 84 miles an hour. Give Altuve an opportunity to drive in a run or 2 if he can.
Jose a 2 for 3 night. Bunt base hit in the first and a single into right center his second time up. Also flied out to center his 3rd time.
Over bogeyed on that one.
Missing wide, 1-1. Astros have double barrel action going in their pen. The righty is Taylor Scott. The lefty is Brian King. Altuve towards short to second for a 1, and they're able to turn 2 on Jose to end the inning. 2 hits, 1 man left on base. We head to the 7th. Astros lead 5-2.
The best in Texas power pitcher is driven by Ford. The Astros have a lead after 6. Joe Espada feels good about these options. What happens next? Brian King's been called upon to pitch the 7th a lot lately, followed by Brian Abreu and Josh Hader. In those roles, here are the numbers they're posting. Opponent averages all below 200. Strikeout rate very good. And hopefully we see this play out just like this. Starting now, Blummer.
Yeah, you're right, Julia. Brian King has kind of settled in and gotten comfortable in that 7th position, or 7th inning, I should say, in front of Abreu and Hader. So becoming Abreu's setup man this season after 8 1/3 innings pitched. You can see the numbers and the reasons why, but 8 1/3, 13 strikeouts. And he's very similar to Okert for me, where the fastball's been effective, but that slider has created a unique shape to go out there and get some swing and miss.
So he's got the 9-hitter Martin Maldonado. Then the top of the order, Maldonado sends one to Brendan Rodgers. Rodgers throws a strike to first, and there's one away in the 7th. Now a word from Lock Solutions.
We're Lock, and we're leading precast.
Well, King will go after Fernando Tatis Jr. Tatis Jr. single in 3 at bats, singled his last time up. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it out of play. Zone has not been pitcher friendly tonight. It's 1-1. Comes back with a good sweeper to get ahead 1-2. Astros and Padres for 3. Then Toronto comes in town for 3. 6-game homestand, all night games. And last happened back in April of 2023, where you had a 2-series homestand with all night games with Texas and Toronto in town April 14th through the 19th. Doesn't happen much.
No.
Astros have a Sunday night game on ESPN this weekend, and then a Wednesday night game against Toronto with an off day to follow the next day, so not needing to get up to Kansas City until late Wednesday night into Thursday morning.
Do you want to know how late?
I haven't not seen the itinerary yet.
Oh, it's out.
What do you have?
2 a.m. Not too bad.
2 a.m. hotel?
Yeah.
Okay. (3-2) is a little bit down. There's a good job by Tatis Jr. not going after a pitch low. We talked about his walk to strikeout rate. That's another walk for him.
It's time to name that Astro, powered by Reliant, a former 1-1, 2-sport star, 2001 National League leader. It's Phil Nevin. 1992, first overall pick, played football and baseball at Cal State Fullerton. In 2001, led the Padres. And with the Padres, had 41 home runs.
Luis Arraez all the way to deep right. Cam Smith can't make the play. That's a 2-run home run. And the Padres back within a run as Arraez hits home run number 3 on the season, picking on a first pitch from Brian King and sending it out to right.
It's not a guy known for home runs. And Arraez with 3 early home runs. It's a big one. Fastball up and in, missing a spot, wanted that thing down and away. Quick hands from Arraez, elevates it just past the outstretched arm of Cam Smith.
Now pitch at the bottom of the zone for a strike to Manny Machado.
One guy just boxed everybody out.
Cam showed some vertical ability out there, so in future near home runs, maybe back off from the front row, let Cam do his thing. That ball hit right on a line, but right at Jeremy Pena. So King gets out number 2 on a line out.
And Manny Machado's had a rough night, and that's okay.
And he hit one 403 feet for now his first time up. Josh Miller out to talk to King. They do have Brian Abreu warming up here in a 1-run game in the 7th. But Brian just started throwing some pitches when Machado was finishing up his at-bat. So 11 hits for each side, and now a 5-4 game. Xander Bogaerts 1 for 3 with a double. There's a strike, 1-1. Bogaerts has played every game for the Padres. He and Machado, Arise, and Tatis has played in all 20 games. Ball on the ground to Paredes. Takes his time, makes an accurate throw, and that'll do it for the Padres in the 7th inning. 2-run home run by Luis Arise makes it a 1-run game. It's now 5-4. Astros, time for the 7th inning stretch, presented by Texas Mattress Makers. Time to reveal the winner of tonight's Chevy Stroh poll. We asked you, based on team success, which Astros catcher should be considered the greatest of all time. Astros had a lot of success with Martin Maldonado. He wins the poll, 45%. Brad Ausmus gets almost a quarter of the votes. Brian McCann and Alan Ashby got their share as well. Maldi, who used to wear number 15, now behind the plate against the Astros, wearing the same number that Isaac Paredes wears as he leads off here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Paredes looking for his first hit, trying to snap an 0 for 15. Isaac had a huge homestand last time against the Angels. Hit one to deep left earlier tonight, but flied out in the 2nd inning. Also, a couple of flyouts to left and a ground out tonight. 2, 3, and 4 for the Astros here, facing Alex Jacob in his 2nd inning of work. He came on to get 3 outs in the 6th inning after a runner was on to lead off the inning. Paredes towards left field, hitting it not well enough to get to the warning track. Gonzalez makes the play for out number 1. Now bring up Yordan Alvarez.
See if Yordan can take an angry hack.
Pitch missing in for ball 1. We see Brian Abreu, who'll have the 8th inning. 6 and 7 due up for the Padres. Two big hops to a rise at first. Jordan retired for out number 2.
This week on Astros Bases Loaded, we introduce you to new third base coach Tony Perez-Chica. Mauricio Dubon gets us the facts on Logan Van Wy. And Spencer Arrighetti gives us his take on the Rockets. All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded tonight after the postgame show.
Now Christian Walker bats with the bases empty and 2 outs. That one's off the plate, ball 1. Astros and Padres played a great series last year in San Diego. All the games were tight, low scoring, including that wild 10-inning game. And the Astros won 4-3. Jurickson Profar was arguing that he wasn't hit by a pitch, ended up taking his base, and then Jose Altuve ejected the game where he took his shoe off.
Mayhem.
It was a lot of mayhem. There was a bullet up the middle. Kessinger had just come into the game and made a great play.
A huge play.
That one has a lot of English on it. And staying with it is Jacob to make the play to a rise for the final out of the inning. That was literally off the end of the bat of Christian Walker.
Let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam going back to the second. Oscar Gonzalez gets caught here, headed home. A lot happening on this play, but Lenabe and Yiner to Brennan Rodgers, back to Yiner. It's a 2-4-2 to get Oscar and to send the Astros back to the dugout. Huge for the Astros, huge for Ryan Gusto to get.
Yeah, that was a big play. The Cardinals tried to pull that one on Hunter Brown a couple of times in St. Louis. And the Astros cut down the runner there on a potential double steal to end the second inning. So a new pitcher for the Astros here in the 8th of a 5-4 game is that guy, Brian Abreu.
Did good last time out. Picked up his 5th hold, throwing 19 pitches. Shutout inning against the St. Louis Cardinals.
Gavin Sheets, the first batter he faces. Sheets has a couple of hits, a double his last time up. Sheets didn't like that call to get him behind in the count 1-2. It's been a pretty tight zone tonight. That one may have expanded a bit. Sellout crowd number 3 on the 2025 season tonight, 41,431. Enjoying a close game between the Astros and Padres, and fireworks to follow. Swing and a miss. Abreu picks up a strikeout with 97. Sheets goes down for the first out in the 8th inning.
Good job by Brian. Get that leadoff man out with 97. Just rushing it past Sheets on that outside corner. No chance.
Now Oscar Gonzalez bats. He takes a fastball for a strike. Another at 97. Everything Gonzalez has hit tonight has been to right field or right center. That's why the Astros shade him the other way. Another one to right. Cam came in. Now he has to make a jumping catch for out number 2. Now a word from Taqueria Sarandas.
And remember, my favorite food is at Taqueria Sarandas.
Sabroso, sabrosito.
2 outs, base is empty for Jose Iglesias. Fastball down and away, 1-0. Tried to hold up. Doug Eddings says he went too far. Iglesias said, why didn't you check with first? And Mike Malinsky was shaking his head like I would have called it a strike too. 1-1. That one into shallow right. Cam coming in. We'll have to play it on a hop. So Iglesias flares one into right field for a 2-out single for San Diego. I'll bring up Tyler Wade. Wade with a ball down the right field side foul. It's 0-1. If the inning continues, the Padres have a pinch hitter on deck. Elias Diaz is in the on-deck circle to hit for Martin Maldonado. That one's wide, 1-1. There's Diaz. We'll probably see Maldonado start again Sunday. He has caught all the Dylan Cease starts so far this year. So Maldi might be facing his buddy and former battery mate for a lot of starts, Framber Valdez.
They've got to match up, don't they?
They have to on Sunday. Maldi always joked that if he ever faced Framber, he would bunt on. He was going to bunt on him.
I want to see it.
Let's see him live up to his promise. 2-2. It'll be a Sunday night game with fireworks to follow that night as well. Special Easter Sunday fireworks. Got him. Abreu strikes out Tyler Wade to end the 8th inning. We head to the bottom half of the 8th with a 1-run lead for Houston.
Saw the power fastball for a strikeout to start the inning. Saw the power slider to finish off the inning.
Get Out and Play is driven by Toyota. We take you back on this date 59 years ago. The Astrodome initially had panels up there that was going to let light in to grow grass, but that did not allow players to see pop-ups. They were losing them in the sun, and so they covered up the panels, made sure you couldn't get any light through there, and then that killed the grass. So they went to AstroTurf, and on this date, it was the first ever. It was called Chemgrass when it first started. It was just on the infield from this date until July 19th of 1966. And then when it was completely AstroTurf in the outfield is when they called it AstroTurf on July 19th of that year. And the rest is artificial turf history.
You are correct, sir. Yuki Matsui into the ball game for the San Diego Padres. He's got good numbers. 7 innings, 1.29 is that ERA, and he is an absolute strikeout machine. He has struck out 14 of the 28 hitters he's seen so far this season.
He's got Jeremy Pena to start the inning. Pena takes one off the plate for a ball. Jeremy beat out an infield hit, getting down the line and over 30 feet per second his last time up. That one's up 2-1. It'll be Pena, Yainer Diaz, and Brendan Rodgers. Josh Hader warming up in the Astros pen in this 5-4 game. That one bouncing in there, and the count's 3-1 to Jeremy. There's Hader, hoping to pick up a save opportunity against his former team. Josh with San Diego part of 2022, then all of 2023. Pena fouls that one back, is 3-2. Matsui uses a little bit of that hesitation in his delivery to try and throw off the timing of the hitters. Jeremy tried to hold up his swing. No swing, says Mike Malinsky, and that'll be a leadoff walk for Jeremy Pena.
Good AB by Jeremy. That splitter is a very effective pitch to right-handed hitters. He'll use that fastball split primarily to left-hand or to right-handed hitters. But Jeremy did a good job of holding up.
That was only the second walk of the game, the first walk issued by a Padre pitcher tonight. Here's Yainer Diaz. The only walk the Astros issued came around to score. Brian King walked Fernando Tatis Jr., and he scored on the Luis Arraez 2-run home run, the next batter. Yainer has been a 2-for-3 night so far. He had a 3-hit night a week ago on Friday. He likes these Friday night home games. That was when Yainer had his career high 5 RBIs with a grand slam. That one past Tony Perez-Chica foul. It's 1-1. So Yainer on the season has 9 hits now. 5 of them have come the last 2 Fridays here at home. Astros got 5 innings out of Ryan Gusto, an inning out of Steven Okert. Brian King gave up a couple of runs in his inning, and then Brian Abreu a shutout 8th inning. Astros would like to tack on an insurance run or 2 to help out Josh Hader, leading 5-4 here in the bottom of the 8th. Geiner skies this one in the air towards right center. Fernando Tatis backing up on it, makes the play. Pena bluffing a tag. He'll hold up. Here's Brendan Rodgers. He singled his last time. Rodgers and Christian Walker, the only two in the lineup who have career at-bats against Matsui. Brendan's 1 for 3 with a double against him. Off the end of the bat, 0-2. Astros hoping to continue the crazy trend to 14 games of going every other game, win, loss, win, loss. Going all the way back to April 2nd. They have not had a 2-game winning streak or 2-game losing streak since losing the first 2 to the Giants. Rodgers goes down looking. On an 0-2 pitch that had the plate, that's 2 away.
And Splitter came back and bit the top part of the zone.
Hader's ready to go. He'll have the number 9 hitter. We've already seen it's likely not to be Martin Maldonado. And then the top of the order, Fernando Tatis Jr. and Luis Ariz. Jay going after another first pitch. He has a base hit. Cutting it off is Oscar Gonzalez, and being held up is Tony Perez-Chica. Pena's going to run through the stop sign again, and it's going to work again.
This guy's electric.
Jeremy Pena just kept going. The ball came into second base, and JP's like, I got the speed to score. He makes it a 6-4 game.
He saw the ball going to second base and said, that's not going to do it. I'm going to score. Great swing by Jake Myers again, driving that in the left center field gap. Oscar Gonzalez did a good job of cutting it off. But that throw coming into second base, and Jeremy just took a chance and said, I'm going. He's 2 for 2 running through stop signs.
Made that one easily. Scoring from first on a single when you're not running with a pitch.
Caught Jose Iglesias flat-footed, and that's why that throw was so terrible to home plate. Nobody was expecting him to go.
Especially Tony Perez-Chica.
He's going to need some heart meds after this.
JP just taking it upon himself now twice in the last 3 games. They created a run for the Astros Tuesday night in their 2-0 victory, and it creates a big insurance run here. 6-4 in the 8th. How about Jake, 3 for 4?
Yeah, his numbers are popping.
Jake had a 3-hit game on Tuesday in St. Louis, his second 3-hit game of the week. Cam Smith's already had a big night. 2 home runs. Now an 0-2 count here.
Jeremy Pena just in that run till they tag you mode. Just daring him.
Perez-Chica was giving him stop sign, showing him where the ball was heading. And Jeremy's like, I got this.
I know what this means. I'm going.
If the ball's going to second, I'm going home. Pitch is up. It's 1-2.
There aren't too many players that run the bases as hard as Jeremy Pena.
No.
He creates the havoc by running hard every single time.
I mean, he's definitely top 1%.
Consistently.
Whatever higher number is than that. Jake's going to run here. Maldi's throw is going to be not quite in time. Jake Myers has his team leading 7th steal of the season.
Just watch Jeremy. He's just got his head down. He recognizes that ball is going to be in the gap. And then it's just, I'm going to run. And I'm going to score. That's just pure determination. Iglesias with that throw coming in thought that Jeremy was going to stop, but he was tagging nobody.
Padres are going to challenge the call at second base. Jose Iglesias started walking off the field after he made the tag of Jake Myers. He feels like he got Jake before he got to the bag. So Doug Eddings, the crew chief.
Well, we've seen it a couple of times with caught stealings at second base with the throw up the line. The infielder will swipe tag and catch a cleat or a pocket for the out. But this late in the game, why not try it?
Called safe by Gabe Morales at second base.
The only question is, does that tag get on the leg?
Right. The glove was heading towards the leg before he got to the bag. Did the glove get the left leg?
Padres think he's out.
Is there a clear, have you seen a clear and defining view yet? Clear and convincing
No.
evidence.
But I lack mosaic.
Yeah, the mosaic could hurt. For now, Jake has 7 steals. He's been way more aggressive this year on the base paths than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, the all-around game for Jake is electric to start the season for himself, too.
I mean, do you see the glove definitively on the leg? That's the question. If those are the only views, the ones we've seen,
yeah,
I don't know how you overturn it. The Padres think he's out.
After review, the call stands. The runner's safe.
I mean, there may have been a camera angle somewhere that we don't have that angle, but there's nothing definitive there. The pant leg doesn't move.
It's not until he's on the bag where you see him clip the cleat with the glove. That was the most definitive. I agree with you.
So whatever would have been called would have stood.
Yes.
So now a runner in scoring position for Cam Smith and a 2-2 count. So Jake now with 7 steals and 8 attempts on the year. See if Cam can add another run to the Astros lead here. Cam with a 4 RBI game already. Got under this one into shallow left center. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, out, puts it away for the final out of the inning. But the Astros add 1 thanks to the speed of Jeremy Pena scoring from first on a single. And it's 6-4. Josh Hader on in the 9th. Houston Astros baseball on Space City Home Network is presented by Shoppers John Deere. The build it, price it, own it tool exclusively at Shoppers. All things John Deere. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Whataburger, your favorite burger whenever you want it. Whataburger is open 24/7, just like you like it. Speed kills.
It does, and it gives you an insurance run as you see the closer, Josh Hader, coming into pitch against his former team. 7 games, 4 of those have been save opportunities. He's picked up 4 saves. In his time with the San Diego Padres, through a total of 72 1/3 innings in a year and a half, through 71 last season with the Astros. A little bit of a mercurial relationship between Josh Hader and the San Diego Padres, so a little chance to get back at him tonight.
Hader gets ahead of the pinch hitter, Connor Joe, 0-2. Joe hitting for Martin Maldonado. Then the top of the order, Fernando Tatis Jr. and Luis Arraez. Swing and a miss. Hader makes quick work of the pinch hitter, Connor Joe. 1 away in the 9th.
That's just attacking with the fastball. Josh feeling good with that arm angle. Good start to the inning.
Now you feel so much different facing Tatis Jr. up 2 instead of up 1. Not that you ever want to have the possibility of thinking about a mistake, but if you make a mistake, you're okay. You can challenge hitters a little more up 2.
Yeah, it may not be that mistake, but you're right. In challenging, you might be able to be a little more aggressive. Would have liked to have had that first strike.
Zone's been a little bit hitter-friendly tonight. It's 2-0 here to Tatis, who walked and scored his last time. Waves after that slider, 2-1.
He's not looking for that one.
Nope. Hader went an inning and a third against the Padres in that crazy extra inning win last year in a 4-3 Astros victory. Brendan Rodgers being called off by Jeremy Pena. Tatis Jr. out number 2 here in the 9th.
Good location with that fastball.
So now Hader against Luis Arraez, who hit a 2-run home run his last time up. Pitch home, misses the top of the zone, 1-0. Hader has faced Arraez twice in their head-to-head career, and somehow Arraez has struck out both times. A guy who hardly ever strikes out.
That's pretty amazing. Going for it again. That could be the reason, is that nasty slider left on left.
Nobody in baseball tougher to strike out than Luis Arraez. Arraez has 3 consecutive hits in this game. He's got a 3-for-4 night going with a 2-run home run. Ground ball right side. Brendan Rodgers is there, and the Astros win the opener against San Diego. 6-4 the final score. Hader with the save against his former team. Plummer, that's a nice way to kick off a series against a 15-4 team with the best record in baseball.
Best record in baseball. Came into Daikin Park and faced Ryan Gusto, who pitched an aggressive game with the fastball, and you saw Cam Smith make an appearance on the big stage with 2 home runs. And the Astros keep their streak alive every other game.
Every other game, 14 in a row. They will try and change that tomorrow. The Astros post-game show presented by Whataburger. After this 6-4 game, Julia Morales will be gathering interviews both in the clubhouse and on the field. Kevin Eschenfelder and Brian Bogusevic are your hosts tonight. They'll have all the highlights and analysis of this one. Joe Espada and the Astros win it 6-4. Post-game show coming up next.